Hello everyone, welcome back, and today I want to work on adding a costume switching system to the game. This is because last time, if you didn't see it, we created some costumes for the game and I just wanted to add a way so that you could switch them. As well as that, I also add some kind of AI to the enemy so that it will now follow you and attack you. So what I'm doing here is I'm just adding in the costume switching. So what happens is a value is stored in a variable called current_cos, which is a string. Then what I will do with this is I'll add it onto the end of the current animation, and that will be the animation you're using. The way I did this is using the animated sprite and just adding all of the different costume animations and then adding endings onto them with the colours that they are. As well as that, I've also added a day and night cycle. This just uses some maths and it will do delta, which is frames divided by 20, and then it will just run it through a function which will change it so that it gives what I feel is a perfectly long day and night cycle. And you can see me testing here the costume switching system, and it keeps erroring out if you don't put in something that exists. But when I put in the right thing, you can see that I've now switched costume to the purple and green costume that we made last time. So you'll see later on, I do actually automate all of this so that you don't have to type in anything at all. By the way, I just wanted to say thank you so much for 40 subscribers and all of the nice comments that people have been leaving with all of the feedback as well. It really helps me and it helps me improve the content that you're watching, so thank you. I also have some concept art that I think would be really nice to add to the game. You can see the frog costume and the fox costume, as well as 2 pumpkin heads and a skeleton head. As well as that, you'll also be able to see some more of the concept art, for example a spellbook and a spacesuit costume, as well as some UI that I plan to add, and of course some upgradable spells. Here you can see that I've switched the abilities tab in the pause menu to a costumes tab. The reason is you'll be able to access your abilities through an inventory system and you won't be able to access your costumes anywhere else. The first thing I did was I created a new panel which will be overlaid on top of the original pause menu, and this is where you can change all of the different parts of your costume. Eventually you'll even be able to change what costume you have on your head and of course your legs/feet, but for now I just added in the body costumes, like the developer's costume into this and the different generic costumes that we created last time. Eventually I'm going to also add in the promo costume, and that will probably be the costume I add in next week, because if you didn't see last time, I said that we would aim to add 1 new costume per video from now on. As well as that, next week I'm probably also going to create the custom buttons that I said I would a while back. This is just because I'm getting slightly tired of looking at all of the default buttons in Godot, and I think it would just be nice to have our own. Here, all I'm doing for now, just as a placeholder, is I'm using the greater than and less than symbols inside a small button and then naming them, and this will change an index value that will change the style of clothing that you wear. Eventually, when we add achievements to the game, we will change this system so that it works when you don't have certain costumes and they are missing from your achievements list. So that will be added in the future, but I haven't worked out how to do that yet. If anyone does have an idea on how to do that, please tell me in the comments, because I don't know, and otherwise it's going to take a while trying to work it out myself. So what I'm doing here is I'm just adding in some labels, and these will get changed in the code using those index values for each thing. Now, it will change for now just to say the left colour and right colour of the costume, but eventually I do want to have actual names for all of the costumes based on potentially different villages that we have in the game and quests that you will do for them. If you have any ideas on what I can start calling these and what I can start calling the villages, please again tell me in the comments, because it would really help me. By the way, if you've watched this far into the video, it obviously shows that you're either interested in it or enjoying it, so if that is the case, consider liking and subscribing, because it would also help the channel grow and reach further audiences. So what I'm doing here is I'm just layering different sprites on top of each other, and I'm just getting their position correct. Again, if there's any better way to do this, because otherwise it will end up with a lot of sprites in the costume changing menu, and I feel like it might start to lag. So if you do have a better idea on how I can do this, just tell me again in the comment section down below. Here you can see that I have changed the enemy, so now it actually uses a spinning raycast 2D, and then if you get into the radius of that, then it will start chasing you. This was all added after I finished the video, so that's why I can change costumes here. And with that, we're done for today. You can see that I can now change costumes, and again, thank you so much for 40 subscribers. And we're now 10 weeks into development, and there's no going back now. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.